Hi, it's Leona and welcome back to my channel. This is part 3 of a DIY upcycling slash recycling project that I have been working on. This is something I'm going to be doing with my Girl Scouts. It is definitely a kid-friendly project. I have been using washers in the previous videos and you can check those out. But these washers, and let me see if I have a bag here. They are fender washers that are 1 inch with a 1/4 inch center. And the reason why I picked these ones up is because we have punches that match that. And so I spray painted both sides of the washer so we have a two-sided effect. We can decorate one side and the other side could be color. We could decorate both sides however you prefer to do things. You could use a 1 inch circle punch. I got this one at Walmart, and a 1/4 inch hole punch, and I picked this one up at Michael's, and scrapbook paper. I used a Martha Stewart Halloween pack for this because it's getting close to Halloween season. So what I wanted to do was take, and I'll show you a finished one. This one happens to be on green. This is you see an embossed paper under there. It has glitter on it, and we will be attaching that to the washer, and then you can finish off your washer. This is just an example. You can finish off the washer with a piece of cording or twine, decorative beads. I knotted the string right above the bead just so that it stays in place. But you can definitely loop, the string through the center, and you can put a bead on there, or you can just place a knot there, whatever you prefer. Just want to make sure that whatever you use, cording-wise, string-wise, that your beads can fit through, that both strings can fit through the bead. So let's go ahead and get this started. So how I did this, it's a very simple, very quick project. You can definitely do this rather quickly with the Girl Scout troop. You can do this, with your children, whatever the case may be. The first thing I did was find where I wanted to punch a circle in to the paper. So I would just punch randomly and got my 1/4 inch hole there. And then I take with the punch, and it doesn't look like it's going to center. So let's try this again. Let's go in a little further on the paper. Now there we go. So we will do our best to center the 1/4 inch circle inside the 1 inch circle. I do this by cutting towards myself with the punch, or punching towards myself, I'm sorry. So that looks, about right. And we'll go ahead and punch. So then what you do is you take your circle and you take your washer, and I use a product called Mod Podge Dimensional Magic, and this is a product that you can pick up at Packatans. That's where I got this one. I've ordered it off Amazon before. I do believe Michael's carries it as well. Don't shake the product. It will get air bubbles, and then it just makes it a little harder to get things situated. I had a couple dots of the Dimensional Magic onto the washer, and I spray painted these beforehand, and you could probably paint them with other products, maybe alcohol inks if you have them. You can probably use nail polish. Pretty much any way you want to paint it, you can definitely try it. Spray paint was just an easy option. So I'm going to take my circle here, and I'm going to do my best to line up with the bottom circle in the washer. It may ooze out a little bit. It's not a big deal. They can be easily wiped off, and then you definitely get a nice seal on the edge. So I'll just kind of ooze it out, wipe it off, and we're all set. Let's clean my mess up here. And I do see a little bit oozing into the center, and that's not as easy to clean up when it's dry, so we'll just kind of spread that. And then what I do, once it's definitely attached, I take a little bit more Dimensional Magic and I apply some to the top of the paper. Now this is double-sided cardstock, but it is rather thick, so it doesn't look like it's gonna bleed through like I showed you in the example. It was orange on the back side, and I guess if you get under the light you might see a little bit of that orange, but that could just be the paper in itself. So I do kind of see some tints of orange in there as well. So we'll go ahead and spread out this Dimensional Magic and bring it to the edges, so that way it self-levels and gives you a nice clear coating. I suggest using a little less than what you think you're going to need. That way if you have to add more, it will work for you and you're not letting it run off the edges and creating a bumpy edge. Now if some does drip off, you can definitely just use a little bit of sandpaper and go ahead and sand it off. So let's go ahead and add a little bit more. And let's drag this off to the edge. Alright, it definitely looks like we got it all the way to the edge here. So you can use this, you could probably even make like little bracelets with this if you took the cording and ran it through both sides of the circle here, and then you can tie it around your wrist. You can turn this into a necklace. You could also take these, and if you wanted, you could attach a bail to it and a jump ring and make a keychain. I showed those in the previous video in part 2. But once it's dry, it definitely has a dome over it, so you get this nice glossy, shiny, protected surface. And if you see any lifting, which this one happens to be lifting just a little bit there, just add a little bit more Dimensional Magic and hold it there to dry. So if you want to turn this into a bracelet, you can run cording, you know, from both sides, and then you can tie it, and you can have a bracelet out of it, or you can turn it into a necklace like I showed you earlier. I have one more part to this series, and that will be the next video, and I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching.